Good evening, Wired fam. What's going on out there? Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to another Wired for Crappie Live. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight. We are, just got out of the hot tub, as a matter of fact. Just got out of the hot tub, got cleaned up for you guys so we could get on the live tonight. It was warm in that hot tub, boy. I didn't want to get out of it. I was out there, I was just soaking. It's so nice. Brantley wanted to get in the hot tub. He's like, Daddy, let's get in there. I was like, all right, come on. So we got in the hot tub. And I didn't want to get out. I thought about going live from the hot tub, but then I thought, no, you guys probably wouldn't want to see that. You guys probably wouldn't want to see me in the hot tub, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. What's going on this evening? Thank you for being here, first and foremost. Appreciate you guys, as always, being here with me this evening. Make sure you drop me a hello when you get on. Make sure you let us know where you're from. I always like to say hello back to you guys. And I just appreciate you guys for being here and for chit-chatting with me this evening. It's going to be a good show. We got a lot to talk about. We will get started here in just a minute as far as everything we are going to talk about. But as you saw from the title, we got Let the Mud Bogging Begin. So we're going to talk about mud bogging because, first of all, we got mud, and more mud. And then how to approach the bionic mud. And I'll tell you what I mean by bionic mud here in just a minute as well. So we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But let me hear a hello from you guys. Tell me where you're from. That way I can say hello back and see where we're reaching out to. All right, let's see real quick. Let's talk to some people that are on. James Williams, hello everyone from Saudi Daisy. What's going on, James? Nathan Wood from Wabash, Indiana. Hello. My beautiful wife and loving mom, right, of 3 beautiful boys. Laura, hello, baby. Router Bob, good evening all. What's going on? Jimmy Pratt, hello, Matt and friends. Time to fish in some big UT orange mud. Yeah, UT orange mud is an understatement. It is muddy. All right, Slab Happy Lures, Greenville, Tennessee. What's going on? McMinnville, Tennessee from Router Bob. What's up from McMinnville? Terry Gear from Middle Tennessee. What's going on, Terry? Paul Gwynn. What's up, Paul? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Greg from Kansas. What's going on, Greg? Stuart Ferris from Southern Illinois. What's going on? Russell Odom from Joji from Lightwire Hooks. What's going on, Russell? Hunter Stombaugh. What's going on, Hunter? Hunter was the proud recipient of the Big Fish Award down at Tellico Lake at the tournament. Congratulations, buddy, on that, by the way. Hope you're still riding that wave. That big fish pays out pretty good, doesn't it? That big fish pays out all right. Jeffrey Smith from Rogersville. Good evening, Wire family. I back you 100%, Matt. They will never get any of my business. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Hal M., hello from Bartlett, Tennessee. What's going on, Hal? Hello from beautiful Lake Ouachita? Lake. I know that's got some weird pronouncement. Okay, what is that? I'm not even going to try it again because I feel like I butchered it pretty good. So what's up, Rick, from Lake that, right there, whatever lake that is in Arkansas. What's going on? I butchered it pretty good. I know I did. All right, Kenny, what's up? I'm not far from Matt's favorite lake. Kenny, what's my favorite lake, buddy? If you had to say what my favorite lake was, what would it be? Tell everybody, what's my favorite lake? Steve, hello, Matt, Central Illinois here. What's going on, Steve? Welcome. Joel Nash in the house, Matt. What's up? Hope you're doing well. Hello, boy, mom. Hope you're doing good, too. What's up, Joel? Joel, I'm going to call you back when we get off here, by the way. I saw your call earlier. I was in the tub dipping. I was soaking, man. Ralph from Oak Ridge, what's going on? I was starting to think Joel had went MIA. I called you a couple times today. You never returned my calls. I'm starting to think you was MIA or you was out on the lake scouting. Didn't want to tell anybody what you was doing. Hello, Matt from Oak Ridge. What's going on, Ralph? Sherry Parker from Chucky, Tennessee. Is that Chuckery? Is that supposed to be Chuckery, Tennessee? Where's Chucky, Tennessee? Chucky, Tennessee. What up, Sherry? Rick Martin. Washita. Oh, okay. That's how you pronounce that? Got it. So I did butcher it. Washita Lake in Arkansas. So yeah, I butchered it pretty good. Yeah, that was pretty ugly, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Hello from Kingsport, Tennessee. What's going on, Paul? Let's see. Hunter, we're having a baby Friday. Hope Ronnie can get big fish again without me. Catch you at the next one. Congratulations. Everybody tell Hunter congratulations. Hope all is well. Hope for a healthy baby. Prayers for a healthy baby, my friend. And, you know, that's all that matters, right? Healthy baby, healthy mom, and a worn out, tired dad. That's what we pray for. Worn out, tired dad, and a healthy mom and a healthy baby. That's the best outcome you can hope for in a baby scenario at the hospital, right? So, no, in all honesty, Hunter, hey, congratulations, buddy. Let me know how it goes. Keep in touch, and we're praying for you guys, okay? So, praying for a healthy baby. Tim Dare, what's going on from Mattoon, Illinois? What's up? What's up? Joel Nash said busy. Yeah, okay. Teleco, not even close. I think I saw your truck and trailer today. My truck and trailer? My truck and my boat? And my boat trailer? What truck and trailer? You didn't see my truck and trailer. I don't think. What trailer? I'm not real sure. Wasn't that one. That one. It wasn't this one. Tim Dare, congratulations. Tyler Key, good evening. Coming home from Watts Bar. Can you move the tournament to Del Hollow? Yes, I'd love to. As a matter of fact, that would be wonderful if we could move the tournament to Del Hollow. Yeah, Joel said, yeah, now we know who slipped off to the lake. And that wasn't me. I promise you that. I worked all day. Ask Ray. I met Ray over at the job site. All right. So, well, let's just talk about the mud first and foremost. Let's talk about what I say by mud bogging, okay? So everybody knows Helene came through East Tennessee. Helene wreaked havoc on our system. The Tennessee River system is struggling, to say the least, okay? The amount of mud and debris and silt that washed out into the Nolichucky River and the French Broad River that came down into Douglas Lake is unfathomable, the amount of mud. I've been driving around looking, you know, we talked last week about the mud and about how long it would take our lake systems to flush and to become, you know, back to normal. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. Shoo. Had a bone in it. All right. So, again, we talked about how long it would take. My guess is, guys, we've got 2 more months of mud. And I know you guys don't want to hear that, but it is muddy from Douglas Dam to Chickamauga Dam. I mean, there's mud from one end of our Tennessee River system to the other. Now that includes Fort Loudon Lake, Watts Bar Lake, Chickamauga Lake. They're all just solid mud. And I don't know. I don't know exactly what type of mud it is, but it's Bionic. Okay. It's I almost think in areas you could probably back your trailer out on it and your trailer wouldn't sink if you were to try to put your boat in. It's that thick. The mud is thick. It's orange, red, nasty, yuck, mud. Okay, from everything that washed down our lakes. Now, when you try to approach fishing in a situation like that, let's talk a little bit about what happens when you go from a clear water system to an absolute mud hole that is just wrecked with debris, mud, and just crap. Okay. Um, when you're trying to fish a system like that, you need to consider your inflows to the lakes. Okay. What do I mean by inflows? Well, it's simple. When I say inflows, I'm talking about inflows of fresh water. Okay. Inflows of water that doesn't have mud in it. Where are those inflows at? Okay. Where are those fresh water points at? Where are your springs at? Where are your feeder creeks at? Where are your underwater springs and things of that nature that are releasing fresh water into the lake that isn't a mud pit? Okay. King said, I met Ray at the boat ramp. We thought we saw your rig. Guess not. You didn't see my rig. I promise you that. I was not on the lake today. Now, I might be in the next day or two, but I was not there today. All right. So, again, you're looking for those little feeder creeks, those ponds off the main lake that have culverts that dump into the lake. You're looking for any fresh water that's coming into that lake that isn't muddy, because a lot of times what's going to happen is that fresh water coming into the lake is going to keep the mud at bay to some extent in an area. And that area may not be any bigger than, it may not be, that area where there's not mud may not be any bigger than your boat. Okay. But if there's a little pocket there that has fresh water that's not muddy, you'd be surprised how those fish will flock to those areas that have good, clean, fresh water, especially in a clean water system or clear water system such as the Tennessee River. Tennessee River is generally clear, clear-ish for the most part. We don't typically have a whole lot of what we're seeing right now as far as the mud. And Jeffrey Smith, Matt's going old school this weekend. Yeah, I hear you, going old school, right, Jeffrey? But those clear water systems, when they muddy up, a lot of times if you can find that cleaner, fresher water, that's where the fish are going to congregate. Okay. You're going to find certain creeks clear up quicker. You're going to find certain creeks don't muddy up as quickly. You're going to find that, when the wind's blowing certain directions, it'll push mud into some of the pockets. And when it's blowing opposite directions, it'll push mud out or hold mud out of certain pockets. So one other thing that we know is there's layers of water in the lake. You got a layer, you got your top layer and then your middle layer and then a layer under that. You've got different layers of water. And a lot of times some of those lower layers, especially when we've had as much current as we have with this system, and throughout our river system, when you've had as much current as we've had, a lot of times that top layer looks like chocolate milk, but then those lower layers in that water column aren't necessarily as muddy because they're running the river so fast, they're flowing it so quickly that a lot of that silt and nasty stuff doesn't have time to settle in the water column. So it's just up on top and it's just flowing. Now, getting out there in something that's flowing that quickly, again, you're not really going to be able to get out there and fish in that. Okay. But it's possible that some of those bottom layers of water aren't as muddy as what you're seeing on top. And then, one thing I noticed on Watts Bar when I was out there last weekend was a lot of that mud and a lot of those areas had a sheen on top of the water. I'm not here to tell you what that was. Whether it was a whether it was some kind of contaminant, i.e. gasoline or transmission fluid or who knows what. I mean, there's so much stuff that washed into the river when it went up and basically washed away whole towns, swept away cars and propane tanks and dumpsters and pretty much anything in its path. There's no telling what that is as far as sheen on the water down there, but it was pretty interesting in areas where there was just visible sheen on top of the water. Again, it could be several different things. Who knows? But in a situation where you're approaching a muddy water area that is normally clear, couple things as far as your baits are concerned. Brighter colors, orange and chartreuse, pink and chartreuse, black and chartreuse, contrasting colors. Again, guys, remember, you got to contrast the water that you're fishing. Black and chartreuse, white and chartreuse, orange and chartreuse, pink and chartreuse. And right now, normally I think I've thrown orange and chartreuse in East Tennessee once. And when I threw it the one time, the fish that I threw it to actually ran away from it on live scope, literally ran away from it. So it was like, yeah, I'm never going to throw that again. Right now is the time to throw orange and chartreuse. Okay. It's that bad out there. But the other thing I will mention is you need to slow down. You have to slow down. You cannot fish the way we always fished or the way you potentially have always fished. Okay. You got to slow down. You can't go out there and run and gun. You can't go out there and just wide open everything. You got to slow it down, stay the course, stay steady. Okay. And you got to present the bait to the fish where they can see it. That's the big thing. The big thing is you have to get it on their nose. Like if you don't put it on their nose right here, and I'm not talking about here, I'm talking about here, they are not going to see it. They are not going to react. When you take a fish that lives in clear water with 10 to 12 foot visibilities, and then you take that fish and put him in water that's got 6-inch visibilities, they are not accustomed to that atmosphere. They are not accustomed to that way of living, way of life. Okay. You have to put that bait right on that fish. Okay. So with that being said, slow down, put that bait right on that fish. If you think you put it on his nose, try again. Okay. And it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt to upsize your bait. Okay. A lot of times in this muddy water, you go to a little bit larger bait. That fish doesn't necessarily see that whole bait. Okay. In this muddy water. So as you present that bait to that fish and that fish finally turns and starts coming towards it, that fish gets closer and closer. One, he's got a little bit larger bait profile that he can feel it moving through his lateral line or her lateral line. Okay. And as they get closer to that bait, there's more surface area. It's going to help them see it better. Okay. So it's not necessarily a bad idea to upsize your bait. Action tail baits. Okay. Something that's putting off some vibration, a pony head, something that's got some flash and vibration. These are all things you got to think about. You got to fish different. You got to change what you're doing. You cannot go out there and just do the same old thing that you did in Clearwater and not catch fish and say, well, the mud is the reason I didn't catch fish. Yes, the mud is the reason you didn't catch fish, but the reason you weren't successful was not necessarily the mud. It was more of we didn't adapt to the conditions we were dealt. I tell you guys all the time, You got to adapt to the conditions of the day you're fishing. You've got to change the way you fish based on the conditions that you're dealt on the given day. So if I'm going to the lake this weekend, like I am, to go fish Watts Bar tournament with the East Tennessee Crappie Tournament Trail, okay, one, I'm going to make sure I have some type of action bait. I'm going to make sure I have some type of probably a bladed jig head. I'm going to make sure that I have a little bit larger bait profile than I normally am accustomed to. I'm going to make sure that I've got black and chartreuse, orange and chartreuse, pink and chartreuse, white and chartreuse. I'm going to make sure I have everything readily available for me to be as successful as I can while I'm on the water in the mud. Okay. That's going to be how I approach that Bionic mud. Now, what else am I going to do to increase my odds? I've got to make sure I've got to put 7 fish in the live well to weigh in a tournament. I got to go catch 7 keeper fish. How am I going to ensure I do that? Well, first of all, I'm going and looking for water that the fish are more accustomed to. Okay. 2, I'm going to try to figure out where my highest chance for success is. Okay. 3, I'm going to be looking at my maps, trying to figure out where's the springs, where's the feeder creeks, where's the inflows of water that are going to be clean, that are not coming down the Tennessee River. Okay. Where are those inflows of water? What does that look like? Okay. Is the clinch I didn't say that. Is there other rivers or creeks that are coming into that body of water that still have clean water in them? Okay. So I'm just trying to help you guys with a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of kind of how I look at a situation such as we're dealt with the Bionic mud flowing through our river system here in East Tennessee. Okay. Now, you guys that fish down in the Mississippi, Louisiana, and some of those areas, and you got mud all the time, you're going, man, you're over exaggerating a lot. You big baby, you just need to come down here and fish in our mud for a little bit. Well, yeah, you're probably right. But your fish down there are accustomed to it. Your fish down there they know how to survive. They know how to locate bait. They know how to survive in those muddy conditions. Our fish up here aren't like that. That's like, I'll say it like this. It's like the middle of summer when it's 90 degrees outside, and then all of a sudden imagine getting a cold front and it dropping from 90 to 32. You would walk outside and you would absolutely freeze your butt off the next morning. Let's say it was 90 degrees when you went to bed Tuesday night. You woke up Wednesday morning and it's 32. You would absolutely freeze to death. You couldn't put enough clothes on because your body is not accustomed. Your body has gotten accustomed to the summer temperatures, not the winter temperatures. Do you guys not freeze to death the first cold front that you have of the year? First cold front you have, you're just like, oh my God, I can't get warm. It doesn't matter what I do, and then all of a sudden 3 weeks later, you're like, it's colder now than it was 3 weeks ago. And I'm hot. And I don't, because your body acclimates to the conditions that you're in over time. Well, when that fish's body and his eyes and his lateral line and his, everything adapts to what he's used to living in, and then you get a huge, huge, huge swing of condition change. And when I say huge, there's no comparison for the amount of a condition change that those fish have had here in East Tennessee in the last 2 weeks. I mean, there's no way of explaining that. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, the condition change is a 444. It's incredibly unfortunate for what we've been dealt with. I have a short little clip here today from Knoxville. Normally this water is pristine. It's normally beautiful. It's clean. You can normally see 5-6 foot deep at a minimum, and you can't see a flow in it normally. I'll let you guys kind of watch this here. That's what's still coming through Knoxville this very day. I mean, that was today. So I went and videoed that today. You can see the amount of current flow coming through there. I mean, there's current just rolling down that river, and it's just chocolate milk. It's just still chocolate milk. There's no end in sight. This was taken probably 50 miles above Watts Bar. So that's at least 40 miles above Watts Bar, if not 50. I mean, that's all the way up at the top of Loudon. 40 to 50 miles from what I would consider Watts Bar Lake, which is at the end of the Tennessee River, which, you know, is Kingston area from Kingston. You're probably 50 miles from Kingston, and that's going down towards it. I mean, that's still got to flow. That's still got to flow down to it. So, you know, yeah, it's just insane. It's just the time that it's going to take for our lakes to clear up. My guess is 2 months before we see normal conditions again. But with that being said, are we still fishing the tournament this weekend? Yes, we are still fishing the tournament this weekend. It will not get canceled. We are still going. We are still a go. And, you know, you just have to adapt. That's part of being a good crappie angler. It's part of being a good angler, period, is, you know, you got to adapt to the conditions you're dealt. There will be some people that don't show up. There will be some people that don't come because of the mud. I challenge you, if you want to be better, you want to get better, you want to learn, you want to teach yourself, you can't do it at home on the couch. You got to get out. You got to put yourself in those tough positions and in those tough conditions, and you got to figure out how to go catch them. You got to figure out where they're at, how to get them to bite. You know, you got to figure it out. You got to go out there and you got to grind, and you got to find the best fish you can and make the best day out of it you can. And then you got to listen to everybody at the weigh in. You know, who knows? You may go out there and you may grind and you may catch the 7 biggest fish and you may win the tournament, but you got to get out there and you got to do it, or, you know, you don't even have a chance. If you don't come, you don't get out there, you don't put yourself out there and try, you're never going to win. You're never going to get better. So that's part of these, you know. Now I don't think we should go out there in conditions that are going to get us hurt. That's not what I'm saying. You know, well, Matt said go to the lake when the conditions are bad. You know, well, it's supposed to be 60-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow with gusts of 84. Yeah, I'm going to go because Matt. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't put yourself in harm's way. But, you know, you don't need to go fishing the tornado because I said you'll be a better fisherman if you fish different weather patterns. Okay, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you got to go out there and you got to experience those different conditions so that you can become a better, more rounded angler. That's what I'm saying. Okay. But that doesn't mean go fishing the tornado. All right. You got to be safe about it. You got to do it. You got to be smart too. Right. So, let's see. Jeffrey Smith, just a tip. You better be using glow jig heads. I've had a lot of success with them in muddy water. That's a good point too. Yeah. You know, glow baits. Obviously, the mud that we have right now, Jeffrey, I don't know if even a glow bait would do us any good, but, you know, that's something else to try. Glow baits, you know, bladed jig heads. I never thought I'd use a gold bladed jig head. Gold jig heads are typically for muddy water. Silver jig heads are normally for clear water. So I've got some gold blades, probably going to use gold blades this weekend. You know, something to think about again. I mean, it's going to be different. We're going to fish different. It's going to be a different type of day, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it for sure. Terry Gear, how are you liking the tungsten jig heads? I'm loving them. I've used them several times. I love the tungsten. The Rougarou tungsten jig heads are top notch. Best hook that I've seen in on a jig head in a long time, as far as just a needle sharp point. But yeah, I mean, I love the Rougarou jig heads. Now, I will say this: the Rougarou jig heads are not for every application. Okay, just for me, they're not, because they are expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've always told you the truth on this channel. I'm gonna tell you the truth tonight. They're expensive. You know, they're probably going to be my open water jig head. So when I'm open water fishing, I'm going to throw tungsten. Why am I going to throw tungsten? One, it's a smaller jig head. Two, it sinks a little faster because it's a denser alloy. And three, I love the hook on them. I do. I love the hook. The hook is wonderful. So I will probably throw them when I'm fishing open water. But when I'm fishing structure, when I'm fishing brush, or when I'm trolling, I will be using light wire hooked jig heads in all shapes, sizes, and colors. With an Eagle Claw #2 hook. That's my go-to. Eagle Claw #2, standard round or standard bend with a round head. I do like an aspirin head from time to time, but all my trolling and all of my brush pile fishing is still going to be with a lead head until tungsten decides to get a little cheaper. But they are a good jig head. I like them. I really do. They're a great tool to have in your arsenal. Again, I like them because they're smaller profile. That 1/4 ounce head is nowhere near as big as a 1/4 ounce lead head. So it's a lot smaller profile. It keeps my bait looking it allows my bait to look like it's not kind of lopsided to the jig head with a big old lead head. If I'm throwing a 1/4 ounce to open water fish, that 1/4 ounce tungsten is about the same size as an 1/8 ounce lead. So, it allows me to keep that more slender profile, which allows me to fall even faster as far as, because there's not as much drag on my jig. So falls faster. It's just a great open water jig head. I really do like it. It's been fun to use. They've been fun to use. So that's kind of how I plan to use them. Barry, just had to leave a comment to the trashy company you visited. Hope they get everything that they deserve. You took it a different way than I would have watching from Robbinsville, North Carolina. Buddy, I appreciate it, Barry. I really do. That's the elephant in the room tonight is, the unfortunate events that took place up there this past Monday. The thing about it is, well, I'm going to say this. We got 61 people on tonight, and I hope it doesn't drop to 10 when I get done saying this. But most everybody has commented and on that video and said, hey, kudos to you, first of all, for staying professional and not getting off the rocker, which, trust me, I wanted to. Hey, look, congratulations to Joel Nash for winning a bass tournament last week. I'm going to jump ship a minute. Congratulations, Joel. Good showing, buddy. So, yeah, let me see how I want to phrase this. There were times where I did want to open my mouth, but chose not to. Okay. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the buy-in as far as standing behind the consumer. And I'm going to say this. I hope it doesn't upset you. If it upsets you, this is probably not the channel for you. But for anybody that's got an issue with the video that came out that I released, put yourself in my position. Put yourself in my position. I'm a consumer. I walk into a vendor. I purchase a product. I'm not happy with that product. I take that product back and I simply ask for a refund because I'm unhappy with the product and get treated the way I got treated. You have absolutely no recourse as the consumer standing in their business. Okay? Being treated the way I was treated. You have absolutely zero recourse in that moment to do anything. What do you do? What do you do? I know there's people that commented and said they would have went over the counter. But what good does that do? What good does that do for anybody? So then we have this thing called social media. And when you take something like that to social media and you put it on there and say, this is my experience. Here's what I got. Here's how this went down. Just letting you guys know. And then people get behind you, back you, thank you. And then you have a couple here and there that say, well, what they did was wrong, but then you put it out there for everybody to see is wrong. How is putting that out there for everybody to see wrong? Answer me that. How is putting something like that out there in the light, wrong? No, I don't think it is. I think that's the only recourse in today's society that we have is the only weapon, or I don't want to use the word weapon, but the only thing we have today. I know how they would have handled that in the old days. Okay. I know they would have handled that by saying, let's go outside. Or here I come over the counter. Okay. But it don't work that way no more. It just doesn't. It works the way that it's going right now. And, hey, if you don't want to be looked at in a bad light, don't put bad stuff out into the world. If you don't want to lose your business, don't treat people like garbage. That's just how it is. I mean, if I got on here and started cussing all my subscribers and telling you guys that, you're this, you're that, you're blah, 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 started blessing you guys out, you guys would leave. You guys would do the same thing. And then you'd probably share the video and say, look, can you believe this guy talking to us like that? We're his subscribers. We're his following. We're the ones that watch him. And here he is putting us on blast. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. So anyway, enough about that. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. What's done is done. They made their bed. They have to lie in it. And, I don't have any regret at all. None. Zero, zilch, nada, not even a little bit. So, but there is going to be a part 2. There is going to be a part 2 to that. I'm going to put another video out probably. Joel. So there is going to be a part 2 to the video. I am going to put a part 2 out for following up. Hopefully everything, I've been told some things by a couple different people. There's been a couple different people send me messages and comments. So, we'll see what all happens. But we'll see. Hey, Slab Happy. That's a good one. Now they'll hit you with the defamation suit. No, they can't. See, because here on YouTube, just like he said, let me tell you something. Do you guys know how hard it was when he started quoting the amendments to me, that his rights under the First Amendment? Do you guys know how hard it was for a retired Marine to sit there and listen to somebody tell you they have rights under amendments that you went and sacrificed for? Oh my gosh, I was ready to blow. I was ready to go off. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking to. Like, I went and fought for you to have that right. So, anyway. Perry, see, there's this thing with us YouTubers that, we actually are considered press. So, yeah, amendments, huh? Let's see. Isn't one of those, what is that? Freedom. It's freedom of something. Freedom of the something. Help me out. Press. Ooh. Okay. So, whatever. Whatever. So, like I was saying, there will be a part 2 to that video. Okay. And we will have that part 2, or I will have that part 2 out shortly for you guys, so that you guys can understand and see what transpired and how they decided to hopefully handle themselves. Let's see. All right. See what you guys are saying here. I'm way behind on my comments. If I didn't get to my comments, if I didn't get to you, I apologize. Let's see. Where were we? I'm way behind. Sorry. Terry said, if it swims, Joel can catch it. Yes, he can. There's no doubt about that. Joel's good. He is good. I wish. Yeah, you wish my butt. Anthony Kent, old school. What's going on? Jimmy Pratt, accountability. You may have stopped the next person from being treated poorly. That's true. That's very true. I guess the business owners now see that you're more special than he thought. Well, I don't know about all that, but we'll see. We'll see. There are very few people have respect for customers nowadays. It's really sad. I always try shop local because most of the time to help the honest people. I agree. That's part of the reason that I went up there, is because the last prop that I bought from Performance Propeller out in Nashville. Had a great transaction with them. I mean, of course, I bought it over the phone. I just called them and ordered it, and they shipped it to me. But didn't have any problems there, and probably will go back with Performance Propeller when I decide what propeller I want. I'm looking at alternate options. I'm looking at different options as far as aftermarket non-Mercury products. I'm not sure what I'm going to go with yet, but I'm doing my research now, and I'm going to try to figure out what I want to go with. And I'll let you guys know what I decide as far as that's concerned. Angie Fishing, hi from Tennessee. What's going on? I hope you're doing well. C219 Troll, what prop did you go with? I had some buddies with Mercs, and they all had those balancers. Yeah, I've got some, again, I talked with Mercury. I called Mercury, had a conversation with them. Some do have balancers, some don't have balancers. It just depends on how the prop comes out of the mold and if it's balanced or unbalanced and kind of what they have to do to it to get it balanced. So, again, had that conversation with Mercury. The actual adhesive that they use to put those on is a epoxy tape. So it's a 3M kind of epoxy tape that they put on them that they stick. So they stick that to the inside of the prop, and they said that they hadn't seen a whole lot of issues with them coming off. They don't have the everything exactly figured out, but they do have the knowledge that they think that they will stay on, but they're not positive that they'll stay on. They actually think that they couldn't tell me for sure that it wouldn't come off. That's what I'm trying to say. I asked them if they could promise me it would not come off, and they said they could not promise me it wouldn't come off. Okay. They said over time it could degrade. They don't know, but they are pretty sure that's the best product to use to stick them on. Okay. So there you go. That's pretty much all I know. Okay. All right. All right. John McMillan. Matt, I applaud you, sir. You handled the situation the right way. Thank you. I appreciate that, John. I was just saying that's how people like that think. Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, running behind tonight. Been out at the bar trying to figure out this mud. Well, he means Watts Bar, not the bar. Okay, guys, he means Watts Bar. He's been at Watts Bar trying to figure out the mud. Well, hopefully you got something figured out, George. George Hamby just follow Matt around Friday. Don't follow me, follow you, Joel. Anthony Kent, check out Turning Point Propeller. I've had really good luck out of them. I will check them out. Thank you very much. Yes, they also said they wouldn't stand behind it if they did come off. So if the weights come off, you got a prop that's not balanced, then you would have to take it to a prop shop or take it to, send it back to Mercury or, have somebody go put weights back on it. That's basically what it boils down to. So you would have to, you'd have to take it back to somebody or send it to somebody and get it fixed. Crazy they use double-sided tape. Yeah, it is. And it's, like I said, it's an epoxy tape. And I actually have some here. I actually have some of the 3M epoxy tape here that, let me get up. Oh, my old butt. So I actually have what I believe to be, I don't know that it's the exact same stuff, but it's very similar to what they use. So this right here is eerily similar. As a matter of fact, I think it is the exact same thing that they use, to be honest with you. I can't confirm that 100%, but this is a 3M. This is exactly, so if you look at the edge of it, you can't really see it, but this is exactly what it looked like underneath that weight. To a T. It was exact. That's how I knew it wasn't welded on. But this is exactly what it looked like. Okay. So if you look here, you take this off. This is just a double-sided epoxy is what this is. It's a double-sided epoxy tape. Okay. That is no more than a 16th thick. And that's made by 3M. That's a double-sided epoxy tape made by 3M. It's pliable, okay? So it, you can pull on it and it'll break. It's a pliable product. Now, I will say this. I've used this. I have some of this holding, actually, the cup holders in my boat are epoxy taped on to the side of my boat because I didn't want to drill holes in the side of the boat. So I just used this epoxy tape and stuck them onto the side of the boat. And they hadn't come off yet. And I've put coffee mugs full of coffee and everything else in them. So, it's not that it's a bad product. The double-sided epoxy is not necessarily a bad product, but it just is not the way that I would want to run my prop with a weight in it. That's just me. Really enjoyed the show last week with Joel. Looking forward to seeing more episodes like that. So, with that being said, 12 gauge, the props aren't using this. You're misleading people. All right, 12 gauge, then what are they using? Let's hear it. Go ahead and tell us what they're using. Because Mercury told me it's a double-sided epoxy tape. Now, this is probably not the exact same thing. I said that. This is probably not the same thing as what they're using. But I was told by some people that they were lasered in. They are not lasered in, and Mercury confirmed that. So let's see here. How are the hubs balanced? So hang on just a second. So the props are balanced via a machine. They have a machine that balances them, basically spins them, kind of like a wheel. It's a dynamic balancer. And again, it's done much like an automobile. Okay, you guys can actually Google balance by addition, Mercury Marine prop balance by addition. Okay. So if you go to Mercury's website, okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's do this. I can share another screen. Let's just go to Mercury's website. What do you guys think? Hang on just a second. Oh, wait a minute. Yikes. Let me try to do this without messing anything up here. One moment. Just one moment, my friends. I'm pretty sure I can share a screen with you guys. Bear with me. Oh, here we go. All right. Hang on. I'll be right back. All right. Where's my StreamYard at? Okay. So here's Mercury's website. Prop bite balance by addition to achieve perfection. All right. So if you go to balance by addition, you come down. Here is their verbiage. Okay. So if you look, it's really small on my screen. Let's see if I can find it. Right here. The weight is secured with 3M VHB tape, which is designed to withstand the harshest environments. Okay. So that weight is held onto that prop, okay, with a double-sided 3M tape, VHB tape. Okay. So 12 gauge, I hear what you're saying. I appreciate your comments. Okay. But I'm sorry, I'm not misleading people. Okay. I don't have show a picture of the weight you peeled. Well, trust me, I could have peeled that weight if, and since I'm assuming you know about them telling me that they'd give me $500 if I could peel a weight, I'm assuming you probably know these people up at the prop shop. So I don't really appreciate you being here. Because they at one point told me before I started recording that they'd give me $500 if I could peel the weight off the prop. So, again, I appreciate you, but I'm not misleading people. I honestly think Mercury got cheap. Yeah, they did get cheap. VHB is good stuff. I'm not saying, but I don't want my prop dependent on it. There you go. That's it. I mean, I'm not saying VHB isn't good stuff. I'm not saying that 3M isn't good stuff. But if some reason, let's just say you got the one prop that they didn't clean off very well. Okay. No, I won't forget your rods, Slab Happy. If let's just say you got the one prop that they didn't clean off very well, and they stuck this on there or stuck VHB tape. I'm not sure if this is VHB tape or not. This don't take that. I'm going to say that again. I'm not sure if this is the proper tape, but 3M, that's 3M tape. That's 3M epoxy tape. I do know that. I just don't know if it's VHB. But the what was I saying? I'm off my game. Sorry. I just don't want my prop depending on VHB tape, because if that VHB tape comes off, then all of a sudden I've got a prop that quick that is unbalanced. So, look, 12 gauge. Okay. Fair enough. This is their website, buddy. I mean, this is Mercury's website. I don't really know what to tell you, buddy. This is Mercury, straight out of Mercury's website. I mean, this is the Mercury website. Prop. This is March 9, 2020. Prop bite balanced by addition to achieve perfection. I mean, this is as black and white as it gets. I don't know what to tell you. It says it right here. The weight is secured with 3M VHB tape, which is designed to withstand the harshest environments, including hot, cold, cycling, hot and cold, UV light, moisture, and exposed to solvents. Removing the weight is nearly impossible once the adhesive has cured for 24 hours. Nearly. There's the key word right here. Nearly impossible. Okay? Nearly. I don't want to stake my motor and my lower unit on nearly impossible. Because again, what can go wrong will go wrong. That's Newton's law, man. What will go wrong, or what can go wrong will go wrong. And I'm just not up for that. Not when I pay $900 or $800 something for a prop. I mean, I'm just not up to it. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. So, George said it's called balanced due to loss of quality in all reality. The addition is a possibility of failure, which is not fun for the consumer to guinea pig for them with no liability on their end. No go. Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. There again. But that's their website. That's Mercury's website. So, hopefully, Jeffrey Smith, I guess your prop you received with motor purchase didn't have weights in the prop, correct? They should replace it as it was under warranty. No, the prop I received with my motor does not have weights in it. No, it does not. I'm not sure what replacing it under warranty. I'm not sure what you mean, Jeffrey, but no, it my original prop on my motor doesn't have it. No. No, it doesn't. So, all right. Been on for about an hour now. I appreciate you guys joining me. Thank you very much. As always, God bless. I appreciate you. We're going to sign off for the night. Hey, listen, we're going to have a part 2 to the video. I'll probably get that out tomorrow. I did not want to talk about that tonight on the live. I really didn't want to talk about that situation tonight on the live, but you guys obviously kind of led us down that path and down that road. But there will be a follow-up tomorrow that gets posted, a follow-up video with a part 2 for that video. There's been some new developments as far as that video, and I will update everybody on that tomorrow. Okay, so watch for that video drop tomorrow, part 2 to Getting Cussed. And appreciate you guys as always. God bless. Have a great day, great night, great week, and we will see you. Nathan, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it very much, Nathan. It's a blessing to me in this channel. You know that, buddy. I appreciate you very, very, very much. God bless you, and I appreciate it. Thank you again. That helps go towards what I lost on the prop. So I appreciate it very much. I would call Tri-County Marine. They may be able to help you out, Matt. Yeah, I talked to Tri-County, Jeffrey. I actually talked to them before I went to purchase the prop and talked to them. I talked to Tri-County, a couple of guys that I know up there about, what prop I was looking for, what prop I wanted. Tri-County is a little bit of a drive from me, and, they kind of informed me as to what I was looking for and what I thought. And I talked to them about performance and a couple of different other things. They helped me out a lot with that. And then I decided I was going to go to a local business here right beside me and buy a prop. That didn't work out very well. So anyway, I appreciate you guys. God bless. As always, we'll catch you on the next one. Same time, same place. And if you guys have any comments, questions, or anything else, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I appreciate y'all. And we'll catch you, like I said, next week. Same time, same place. Thanks. See you guys.